Hi, in this video we are going to understand how Redis client actually communicates with Redis server. So I'm guessing you might have already used so many Redis client libraries like Redis py, Redis go Redis in Python to connect with Redis server and execute some commands on your applications. And there are some softwares as well which lets you connect with Redis. Personally I've used Redis Insight, which is a great tool using which you can connect with your Redis server. You can execute some commands, you can debug some keys, manually change something in it, right? So under the hood, every Redis client out there, every Redis client softwares, every Redis client library, they are performing same thing. They're using the same idea to communicate with Redis. And yeah, under the hood they are using this protocol which is RESP. And here is a small diagram using which I'll just give you a high level overview how communication is actually working. So let's imagine client sends this particular command, set key hello. So using this command, Redis client wants to set this particular string hello in this particular key, and internally what client is doing, it's converting it into RESP binary string. It sends it over to Redis server. Redis server parses this particular string, executes all the commands, and returns you the response back in the same format, right? So that's how every client is basically working right now. It's not like every client is inventing their new algorithm to communicate with Redis server. They are basically communicating with Redis in the same way. It's REST protocol, right? You can also check it out online in the Redis documentation. And it's like in few minutes I'm just gonna explain you in depth what every character in this RESP binary string means, right? And also it's a very simple string. It's easy to debug, it's easy to parse. Redis is able to easily parse it, executes it, and sends you back the response in the same format, right? So let's take a small breath, and I'll draw some diagrams and I'll explain you in detail what actually happens when you send some commands from any Redis client to Redis server, right? So let's say you have a Redis client. I'm just gonna draw one box. So let's say this is a Redis client. So it can be anything. It can be any library that you're using in your production code base. It could be Redis py, go Redis. There are so many popular client libraries that you can use to communicate with the Redis server. Or let's say if you don't want to do the communication via libraries, you can even use Redis Insight, which is a software, right, to communicate with Redis. So this first piece is Redis client, and let's say we want to send some commands to Redis server. We have a Redis server as well here, okay, right? And this Redis client is sending some commands to Redis server, but before that it creates a TCP connection, right? So Redis client creates a TCP connection with the Redis server, and Redis server locally is hosted on 6379 port. And yeah, you can deploy this Redis server anywhere, maybe on virtual machine, on Docker, on any AWS EC2 instance, right? In few minutes I'll also show you how you can install a Redis server locally in your machine. But before that, this is just a high level overview how every Redis client works and communicate with the Redis server. So first they try to set up the connection with the Redis server using TCP connection. And after setting up the connection, they send commands in RESP binary string. So let's say I want to do set key, or let's say set name. I want to set my name in this. So internally what will happen is it will convert this particular command. This particular Redis client will convert this command into RESP binary string, which will look something like this: $3/r/n $3/r/n set /r/n $4/r/n name /r/n 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, okay, $8/r/n Yatharth /r/n. Okay, so under the hood, Redis client will convert this particular command to this RESP binary string. It will send this binary string over the TCP connection, and Redis server will read this RESP string. It will parse it. It will execute all the commands, and it will send you the response back. It would look something like this. Cool. So yeah, under the hood, every client library is communicating in this way with Redis server. Now I will explain you what each character means in this particular RESP string. So the first character is always the type. So sorry, this one, star. So star is used for array, right? So here, as you can see, we're sending multiple commands. So set is the first command, name is the second, and yatharth is the third. I mean, I won't say it as a command. You can just refer it to as elements. So we're basically sending 3 elements to Redis server. So this first byte tells you that, okay, we are sending the array, and here we are also telling how many elements we are sending. We are sending 3 elements. So this is the first element, this is the second element, this is the third element. And every element, as you can see, we are prefixing it with $, and then the length of that particular element. So $, is used for referring string type. So all these elements are basically string. So we are saying that we want to send string, and its length is 3. And next element, you can see its name, it's also string, so you'll write $, and its length is 4, so you'll mention 4. And again, my name is almost 8 characters, so I'll just refer it as $8. And with every element, you can see we are writing /r/n between. So it's just a terminator to tell Redis server that, okay, hey, so this is just a terminator, and after this you have a new element or new set of command. That's it. So /r/n, it's basically just a terminator. That's it. Basically, you can separate your commands or separate your elements that you're sending to Redis server using /r/n. So that's how every Redis client is communicating with the Redis server, right? I'll also show you all the other types that RESP supports. So star, you already know. Whenever you want to send array of elements, you use star. $, is for the string, plus is for just normal string. So when Redis server will send you back response, it usually looks like this. So plus is referring it as that it's a string response, right? And it also sends sometimes error. If you send a wrong command, it will send you an error with minus sign, and there's this colon as well, using which you can send integers as well to Redis server, right? And now RESP has released so many versions. I'm not sure what's the latest version. Maybe you can check it online in the documentation. So RESP 3, they have added new types which supports map, set, big number, double, push. So for them also there will be some different characters that you can use to represent them in the RESP, right? So I hope that it would be now clear how actually Redis client communicates with the Redis server. So let's come back. Let's do all these things in terminal, and then it might be more clearer to you. So I'll just open my terminal here. I'll install Redis. So how do we generally install Redis in your local machine? So if it's a Mac, you can just write brew install Redis. It will install the Redis. So in my case, I've already installed Redis. For other cases, just a second. Yeah, just a second. Okay. So yeah, if you're in Mac, you can run this command, brew install Redis, to install the Redis. Once it's installed, you can start the server using Redis server command. So in my case, it's already installed, so I'll just write Redis server, and as you can see, it started the server at this particular port, right? And if you are in Linux, you can run these particular commands. I'll also share this particular doc in the YouTube video description so that you can refer it and install the Redis in your local machine. You can also run Redis on Docker using this particular command. And if it's a window, you can just directly go to the Redis documentation and you can check the Redis install specification and install Redis on your machine, right? So, okay, I'm assuming you have installed Redis, and let's execute some commands on Redis. So I've already started the Redis server using Redis server command. I'll open a new terminal. Here I'll just write Redis CLI. And so if you want to check whether Redis is connected or not, you can write ping. And as you can see in the response, I'm getting pong. So that means Redis server is successfully connected. So let's execute some commands and you'll be able to see how it's giving you response back. So let's say I want to set name Yatharth. It will give you response back as OK. That means it executed successfully. I want to retrieve this value, so I'll write get name. As you can see, it was successfully set. That's why it's returning me the correct value that I set over here. You can also do some number operations as well. Let's say I want to increment counter. So yeah, it was already existing in my Redis database, so that's why its value is 2. But let's say if it's a new value, maybe I don't know, new key. So its value will obviously be incremented and it will show you 1. You can also retrieve this value using get new key. If let's say I want to increase it by maybe a big margin, I'll write increment by new key. Let's say I want to increment it by 20. If I retrieve it, you'll see it should be now 21. So yeah, this is working fine. Now I'll execute all these commands using RESP. So let's see how you can do it. Okay, so in the new terminal, what I'll do is I'll write nc localhost 6379. So nc, its full form is Netcat, which is a utility that helps you send bytes or commands directly over the network connection. So as you already know, our Redis server is currently working on port 6379. So I'm telling Netcat to connect to this particular TCP connection, and over this network connection will send commands in RESP, right? So yeah, let's do it. So what I'll do is I'll say set name Raj. So as you can see, it gave us plus OK. As you can see, it's sending a response with RESP. So plus, if you remember, it was just a second. So it's referring that it's returning us string, right? So yeah, let's send some other commands, ping or get name. So right now we are directly sending all the commands directly to this particular socket using Netcat, right? And all these commands, although right now they are not RESP, but right now we are directly sending commands directly to this particular socket using Netcat. I'll just close it, and now I'll show you how you can do this exact same thing using RESP. So what I'll do is I'll write printf, and here I'll use the RESP command to do all these operations directly on the Redis server. So if you remember correctly, how do we generally represent this in RESP? So first we have to tell what kind of elements we are sending. So we're sending all these as an array of 3 elements. So you can write *3/r/n, and next we will tell about the type of each element. So it's a string, so I'll just write $. What's the length of this string? It's 3/r/n. The first command is set /r/n. Next is name, so I'll write $4/r/n name /r/n. Next is the value, it's 3 characters, so I'll just write $3/r/n. Raj/r/m, right? And I'll pipe it to the socket which is running on 6379. So I'll just do nc localhost 6379. Yeah, as you can see, it executed successfully and it returned you response as okay in the RESP binary string. And let's say if you do some mistake, maybe I write something wrong, maybe I don't know, something like this, or this. So as you can see, it will give you the explanation that, hey, you wrote something wrong. And you can also see it's giving you this particular character, which is minus. If you remember correctly, yeah, minus is used for representing errors in RESP. So yeah, in this way you can also see some errors, right? Let's say I want to retrieve this particular value which I just set. So you can just write printf. So I want to retrieve this value. For retrieving, I'll write get name, so which is 2 elements. So I'll write *2/r/n. So first element is get, which is 3 characters. So I'll just write $3/r/n, get/r/n, and I want to get name, which is 4 characters. So I'll write $4/r/n, name/r/n. I'll pipe it to localhost 6379, and yeah, as you can see, I got okay, sorry, my bad, because earlier, as you can see, I added some values in between, so it got updated. So I'll just quickly run this command, and I'll just again run the same command to retrieve the name value, and as you can see, now we correctly got the value which we set. So yeah, I'm just gonna wrap up my video, and just a quick recap. All the Redis client, Redis softwares which are trying to connect with Redis server, they are all working in the same manner. They are creating a TCP connection with the Redis server. They're sending all the commands in RESP string, getting back the response from the Redis server in the same RESP string, and it gives you the final result. So yeah, I hope this video is interesting and you learned something new. And yeah, in the next video we'll cover up how Redis is so fast, and how Redis executes so many operations, so many commands, 100k operations in just few seconds, only on a single thread. So yeah, the main reason behind is event loop and multiplexers, which we will cover in the next video. So yeah, stay tuned guys, this video series is going to be amazing, and by the end of this video series you will understand Redis in very depth. You will be able to understand each and every concept of Redis, how internally it works, how Redis is so efficient working on just a single thread. So yeah, stay tuned guys. Thank you. Bye bye.